I was about 11 years of age when I read my first book on astronomy. The book was in Russian, a translation from English, and was called Heavenly Bodies. It helped me understand the existing notions about the universe. The impression it made on me was immense, and in a way it changed all my ideas about the outer world. And so I got involved. Victor Hambartsumyan was born in 1908. He got his primary education in Tbilisi. In 1928, he graduated from the Physico-Mathematical Department of the Leningrad State University. In 1926, at the age of 18, he published his first scientific article in a German magazine, Astronomische Nachrichten. Among his first works was an article written in association with Ivanenko in 1930, where it was said for the first time that the nucleus of an atom contains, besides protons, also some neutral particles. Later, neutrons were discovered. In 1931, Hambartsumyan completed his postgraduate research at the Pulkovo Observatory and was soon invited to lecture at the University of Leningrad. In 1934, he was already a professor of that university, and a year later was granted a doctor's degree even though he did not defend a thesis. In 1939, Hambartsumyan was elected associate member to the Academy of Sciences of the Soviet Union. He is considered the founder of the Soviet School of Theoretical Astrophysics. His early works on the physics of gaseous nebulae and the distribution of the absorbing matter in galaxies are referred to as classical. One of his remarkable ideas that deals with the problem of light scattering in turbid media is known among scientists as Hambartsumyan's invariancy principle. The scientist had worked out and developed this principle to be used in solving astrophysical problems only, yet later it was adopted in mathematics, geophysics, radiophysics, and elsewhere. During an interview, in reference to this problem, Hambartsumyan mentioned that he believed the invariancy theory to be rather a general method that would further allow to solve theoretical and practical problems. It was a new approach that was to be in use for years to come. Another of Hambartsumyan's significant achievements is the study of the so-called converse problems and the application of this approach to a number of astrophysical problems. It is noteworthy that he consistently referred to the experimental method in dealing with problems of the evolution of cosmic bodies, which allowed to approach the phenomenon of star and galaxy formation and their evolutionary phases from a different perspective. In 1947, through a study of observation materials, Hambartsumyan proved the existence of star clusters of early spectral class stars in the galaxy, which he called stellar associations. New stars are born as a result of fission of a superdense matter. Another important deduction was that the star-forming processes still continue in the galaxy. Stars are mostly formed in groups and clusters, and not by one. Hambartsumyan expressed a belief that stars were born as a result of fission of a superdense mass of pre-star matter. In other words, stars are formed by transformation of superdense matter into lesser astral density. This approach was an alternative to the then existing classical opinion, according to which stars were formed through condensation of gaseous clouds or diffuse matter. The abundant observation materials obtained at various observatories worldwide Their studies vouch for the theory of the Armenian scientist. Very often, ideas presented by Hambartsumyan were at first accepted skeptically, yet later they usually proved to be accurate. A proof of this is the idea of active nuclei in galaxies. This was first presented in the late 50s and was first substantiated through observations in the early 60s, and today the concept of an active nucleus is commonly known in astronomy. Nowadays, scientists may not always remember that it was Hambartsumyan who first mentioned the continuity of the star-forming processes in galaxies, or the existence of young stars, or the active nuclei in galaxies, and so on. I have long ceased to get surprised at how one by one all Hambartsumyan's ideas proved to be true, ideas that he clairvoyantly predicted many years ago. These are the words of Professor Jan Oort, a Dutch astronomer. In 1941-1943, Hambartsumyan was appointed vice president at the Leningrad State University. Simultaneously, he was head of the scientific research branch of the university in the town of Yelabuga, which worked for the defense. In 1943, notwithstanding the severe reality of the war, Hambartsumyan returned to Armenia together with other outstanding scientists to found the Armenian Academy of Sciences. Thanks to the endeavor of these patriots, in a few decades Armenia became a country of exact sciences. In one of his last interviews, Hambartsumyan referred to the time of his return to Armenia and his working here as the most happy years of his life.
Գիտությունը հարսարակ ունի անսահման հերանականներ եւ դա այն գործն է
I used to believe, and I believe so now, that there are unlimited horizons to science.
Եվ գիտատեխնիկականը իհարկե դա այնպիսի մի գործ է, որը երբեք չի դադարի եւ մարդկությանը կտա.
Research will continue and yield many new discoveries, and one day it may even become the main occupation of the human race.
Մարդկության հիմնական զբաղմունքներից մեկը.
Almost at the same time, in 1946, he founded the Burakan Observatory, where he held the post of director till 1988. During these years, in 1960, a new Schmidt telescope with a 40-inch correcting plate and a 52-inch mirror was installed in Burakan. On this telescope, in 1965, Professor Markarian started a survey that would continue for 15 years, becoming one of the most famous surveys in modern astronomy. It resulted in the discovery of 1,500 galaxies with UV excess, now known as Markarian galaxies. Another event of major significance in the observatory's life was the installation of 2.6-meter telescope. Burakan was not just an ordinary research institute. Thanks to the endeavors of Hambartsumyan the scientist and Hambartsumyan the teacher, it soon became a school where significant discoveries were made. Here were discovered the star-forming centers, stellar associations, galaxies with ultraviolet excess, the compact groups of compact galaxies, fjords, and so on, all of which later became objects for research at various observatories worldwide. A number of renowned scientists worked under the guidance of the founder of the Burakan School.
We at
Burakan Observatory have long believed that the part of astronomy dealing with just the study of planets is more related to geography, the study of the Earth, as the Earth is another planet. We also felt that this couldn't satisfy us, that we should study as far into the universe as possible. We realized early that to the study of galaxies and faraway stellar systems belonged the future of astronomy.
Աստղային համակարգությունների ուսումնասիրությունը դա ապագայի աստղագիտության հիմնական բնագավառն է։ Մենք սկզբից այդ բանը շատ լավ գիտակցում ենք,
We understood that the study of galaxies held great perspectives, and we were proved right. Today, the majority of our astronomers is engaged in the study of the problems concerning faraway worlds.
Աստղագետների մեծամասնությունը զբաղվում է այդ հարցերով։
Victor Hambartsumyan's contribution to science has been highly appreciated in the former Soviet Union and abroad. While in his own country, even during his lifetime, he was treated as a symbol of scientific mind. He was elected a foreign member to about 30 academies of the world, honorary doctor to a number of universities, was awarded numerous decorations and medals. In 1961-1964, he was elected president of the International Astronomical Union, and in 1968 and 1970 was twice in succession elected president of the International Council of Scientific Unions. Victor Hambartsumyan was not only an outstanding scientist, but also a wise public figure, a person to whom the future of his country was inseparable from the future of the entire mankind.
Ես հուսով եմ, որ մարդկությունը հասկացել է, որ
I hope mankind has understood the folly of wars.
Դա հիմարություն է իր համար։
We should engage ourselves in problems wiser and more constructive. I am certain that then all the peoples, and the Armenian people among them, will be able to achieve much more and will have far greater opportunities.
Ունեն մեծ հեռանկարներ